In this video I head to Dawson Falls to try to capture some more high contrast black and white images, but my favorite image of the day was in color. I then scout a foreground location for a high potential for night shoot and shoot the subject I've always wanted to.
Well, I was nervous about the water level, but I can already hear the falls from I'm just about to walk through the tree line, so I can already hear the falls. It's a little bit different here. There's a tree stump here that somebody cut. Fell down here, and there's another one cut there. I don't even think they interfered with viewing the falls. So the first shot we'll probably do is head on, and I liked all the glow here we have from the rising sun. So I just have my polarizer on, F11, that brings me to about half a second. If I put my ND filter on, it'll put me to like 25 seconds. So I can, half a second's good enough for the blur of the water. I'm shooting straight on more or less. I have this framed out, so I'm up a little bit higher. I'll do another one, probably capturing that bottom portion, and probably Photoshop that out. But when I drop down there and shoot across on the next composition, that shouldn't be in effect. But this one will probably be color because I like the color up in there. So for shutting the bag. I'm horizontal now, so I had to readjust my circular polarizer. These branches are right in the upper corner. So during this shot, I'm just gonna pull them out and then back in. So I think the wider shots that have the glow from the sunrise on the trees will be color, and then like tighter compositions, I'll do the black and white, high contrast, kind of like what is familiar. Well, I got some shots from here. I'm gonna climb back up and then go around and get to the bottom and shoot from the base. And mosquitoes are really out. I'll go do that now. I think this is the way down, except there's no rope. I'm pretty sure there used to be a rope, but I'll put you guys away and then I'll get down there somehow. We'll go here and over. So just using the circular polarizer doesn't get rid of the bubbles flow out here. So I'll use an ND filter and really blur that out. And then full composition here at 24 millimeters.
I love how this image came out, though I didn't like the specular highlights in the canopy. I used a negative dehaze and an aggressive Orton effect in post to try to soften those highlights and add atmosphere.
From the last video, I cautioned people about slippery rocks near waterfalls. Always got to be careful near waterfalls with the slick rocks. You don't want to slip. Well, I just fell right here. I'm trying to compose a shot here with the foreground of these falls. I'm trying to get around this tree that they cut down. And I was walking from here to here and I fell. So I'll show you the injury if you want to look away, if you don't want to see it. So I smoked my leg on the rock and that's already bruised. So that would normally be flat for comparison. So now I'm determined to get the shot, but I still don't know how I'm going to do it. I think I need to be on the other side, and there's no easy way to cross. So there is a way you can go all the way around. And I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet. I'll explore further down. It's what I wanted to do on this trip as well. And but yeah, I think it'd be a really cool shot to have those falls with the falls in the background. So we'll see if I get it. I'm down further than I've gone before. So I'm at the water level pretty easily. A gentle slope here, but on the other side is pretty much straight up. And I can go along the rocks, but I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to take the longer way in and then come down from the other side from the road. So there's a little less water than there normally is, so crossing up here was a little bit easier, but the falls are just behind me here, so we saved a lot of time. So we still have to navigate down steep cliff from this side, but we don't have to cross this super slippery rocks down there. So I think I made it. I got a little work to do, and I'll show you what I mean. So this is where I'm going to go with the tripod. That's all green. It's all probably slippery, but I should be able to walk in there. I'm going to try to get rid of these trees, dead trees that are there. And then this branch here is broken. I'm going to pull it away, kind of give me a cleaner shot. And so I'm going to do that now and hopefully not fall. That was easier than I thought. So we just moved them here, but I'll clean up our foreground here and then that bush on the other side. There's a tree on the other side. So it's all set up. Surprisingly, my footing down here is pretty good. There's actually rocks that kind of lock in on. It's not as slippery as I thought, so that's good. I played around with a few compositions here horizontally. So what I'm framing now is kind of half this bottom falls and half the top falls. It kind of looks neat. There is a bright side on here from the sun, and I'll exposure blend that because right now it's super bright compared to the rest of the scene. Now I'll switch to vertical and get the shot that I came down here for, that I busted my leg.
I love this image. I think it was even worth the fall. I mentioned while capturing it I was going to exposure blend, and I didn't end up doing that. I used a darker image and lifted the shadows. I also made sure to keep the breaks in the canopy out of the shot.
So I sunk my tripod to get a more inline composition. The issue that I have is that I'm probably a foot in the water. That drops my tripod down and I don't get the separation here. So hopefully it doesn't look like just one big fall coming down, but I like it.
My mic cut out here, but I'm going to try and interject myself into the frame to help with the separation and scoot in a safe spot to stand.
So because my mic's probably going to die soon, I'll explain. I'll put the camera on a delayed timer and then take 9 shots with larger intervals, and it'll give me plenty of time to get up there. I don't want to rush and then slip. So the next image will be just that.
In the first one, I felt I was too large in the frame, so I took another image with me positioned further back, though my legs are cut off. I also don't stand out very well as I'm not silhouetted against the fall like in this example, but you can let me know what you prefer in the comments. car. I'm going to do a quick tick check and check out my injury. Well, I'll explain what I'm going to do next. But you can see that we have clear skies, and for a while the bruising's gone way down. Nice little gash. But clear skies, it's a new moon, so it's a good time to do some astrophotography. So I'm going to scout out a spot in Windsor. So we're in St. Croix, so it's about 15 minutes away. And then I might head out early this morning to shoot the Milky Way with a neat composition if things work out. So this is where I grew up. This is Falmouth, and then Windsor's on the other side. But why we're here is the cracked mud. So this is Lake Pesiquid in between them, and they've drained it. It's been drained for a while, and we got the cracked mud here, which is super cool. I've always wanted a cracked mud photo, like Death Valley style, like that kind of thing, and might be able to get it here in Nova Scotia. So the issue with the mud, it's soft underneath, it's hard on top, and as you go towards the water, you get less of the plant growth in the mud, but then it's super soft, and I don't really want to get covered in mud. So the issue that I'm having is, so I got to figure out where south is exactly, but because we're low down and there's a hill here, it's going to cut out a lot of the Milky Way. But I'll go over onto the other side of the road and see what it's like there. But I'm definitely going to take a shot of the mud before I go. So I took some shots with my 24 120. Now I got my 20 on to kind of cover more of an area, but we got large cracks and then small cracks. It's kind of fun to play with. But south is that way more so. So I am going to go on to the other side once I snap a few with the 20. And then it's just, the sun's almost directly overhead, so get the shadow out of the way and then go to work. You get the peat out of the way too. On the other side now, there's a boat launch that kind of takes us right down here, but there's no cracked mud here on this side. And again, like, this is our view that we kind of want. That's south, which would be nice. There is a drier spot up here, so I'm going to quickly run up there and check, but I don't have high hopes.
Yeah, so there's nothing. There's some small cracks, but it's really dirty and like there's grass and stuff all in it. So I'm gonna try it there, and we'll see if we make it to that. But right at the end of this boat launch is farmer's market. I'm gonna grab some ice cream. Well, my go-to is cotton candy. They didn't have any. I would have went with moon mist. They don't have that either, so no ice cream for Chris. But we'll conclude the video here, and if I come out and do Milky Way and sunrise shoot there with the cracked mud, I'll do that in next week's video. So thanks for watching. Cheers.